Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hey everybody, welcome to I've Got Your Number. I am your host Tracy Bertucci, and let me start by saying I'm so sorry I have been gone for such a long time. So when I launched this channel a year ago, I got very, very sick. Right after my birthday in October, I got sick and I just wasn't getting better, and I ended up getting a rebound of Epstein-Barr virus, which then turned into mono, and it was just a big hot mess. And so I've spent the last year trying to recover from that, and then it's just rebounding again. It's like coming back again. So I go to work and I come home and I go straight to bed at 5 o'clock. So there's all these ideas going around in my head, but then when it comes to getting the energy to throw something together, I just don't have it in me. So I haven't forgotten about you, and there's so many things to talk about that I don't even know where to start. So I did just come off of my life lesson year. So whenever you hear me say they're in their life lesson year, that means that in this year, for me, 2019, because I was born in October, your life lesson year runs from your birthday till your next birthday. So if I'm born in October, my life lesson just happened to be from October 16th of 2019 through October 16th of 2020. So that has been a shitstorm, and we'll talk about that probably not in this episode. So anyway, sorry my daughter called right in the middle of that. My life lesson year started with the death of my twin flame and ended in a root canal. So anyways, it went a little something like this. Check it out. I was going to write you guys one of those boring notes like, thanks for all the birthday wishes, but dull. Yeah. So according to you guys, apparently I'm anywhere between 35 and 60. Yeah, thanks, 60. Did you get what you wanted for your birthday? Did you have fun? Did you party? No, I had a toothache. I had a fucking toothache. And I did work all day, which is partially what I wanted because I was on forced vacation for 2.5 weeks. So I worked all day and I had a toothache. So they said, soak cotton balls in bourbon and then put it on your gums. It'll make it feel better. That does not work. It hurts like a motherfucker. All right, so I tried drinking it. That didn't go as well as planned.
I'm 1,000 years old. And what? God, I can't. This will kill me. I can't. Okay. No, I can't. Okay, just no. I can't.
Let me have some.
Huh?
Let me have some.
Fuck you. Burning my lips.
I have since then become a victim of elder abuse. It's just running rampant.
Ouch! Oh my god!
According to my daughter's friends, I'm the cool mom, or Stifler's mom, which I'm not Stifler's mom. And by the time that any one of her friends would be of age, I would be 60. So yeah, let's not go there. However, my daughter does feel the need to put on a partial disguise anytime that I want to take the top off my car. Now, I, on the other hand, when I was a teenager, I was far more respectful of my mother. I would simply lay on the floor of the car so that none of my friends could see me riding around with my mom on a Friday or Saturday.
Can I give your mom a birthday ass slap?
You're such a fucking piece of shit.
Alright, here we go. What did he dance on his horse? Oh goodness. But no matter how old I get, there are two things that will always live on. My endless need to appropriate other people's cultures.
I do this one because this one is a little Jewish lady, but you know.
And of course, breaking into some rendition of the Carlton dance at the most inappropriate time.
Yes.
No.
He's totally enjoying this. Yes! Yes!
Thanks for the birthday wishes, and if you actually took the time to watch this shit show, I appreciate you even more. There doesn't appear to be a whole lot happening in the true crime world. I mean, there is and there isn't for the cases that we've been working on. Chris Watts doesn't want to be in prison anymore because he thinks that God has better plans for him. So 2 years has done the trick for him. He's got a new girlfriend who has hired a private detective who's like, yeah, Chris, let's get you out of here. He sounds like a real stand-up guy because, you know, God just wants so much more for me. What is it with people with the middle name Lee? Can I tell you, do not name your child anything with Lee. Barry Lee Morphew, Christopher Lee Watts, Scott Lee Peterson. Who was that other one? There's a freaking something... Henry Lee Lucas. I mean, just don't do it. Nicole Lee Kessinger. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know what? You name your kid Lee, and you just have to suffer with the consequences because it just all seems to go all bad. Lee, the word Lee, L-E-E, breaks down to 13, which is the death number. So just don't do it. Just save your family, save your daughter, save your wife, save your husband, and don't do it. Okay, and then we've got this Lori Vallow, Mark Means bullshit. Okay. Why he is still in this case, I don't know. And I'm wondering if John Pryor was planning on pinning this onto Lori, and now, of course, Mark Means wants joined her because he doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. He's like on Twitter going, if anybody knows anything, can you tell me? You know? I think he just thinks he's got this Jose Baez thing going on. Like he's going to become very famous over this case, and the guy's just a jagoff. Yep, I said it. I said it. So, and I would imagine that Pryor's ego probably doesn't want this Snickle Fritz attorney riding on his coattails. That should be interesting. So, you know, there's really not much happening. We've got freaking Letitia plagiarizing some sort of document to, oh God, don't even get me started on her. And I don't even have any witty banter for you. I know, you're like, what? I waited this long for this shit? You know? No witty banter, no skits, no nothing. I've got nothing. So it's just a matter of just waiting. What are we waiting for? What's next? Let me check my notes. Did I have any other witticisms? Yeah. Oh God, the election. All right, kids. The last 4 years have been exhausting. I need to explain this to you. People don't get it. I don't care if you love Trump or you hate him. The man is a catalyst for change. His soul number is a 16. And I understand this. He's the tower. My soul number is a 16. Hi, Gracie. Nice photo bomb. Okay. My soul number is a 16. It's a catalyst for change. Okay? So once you're done doing all your personal life changes, you know, building your structures or having the structures go out from under you so you know how to build a firmer foundation, that's when you can go out into the world. Now, where we differ. Okay. Donald Trump, his outer personality, the way that he expresses, is a 52, which is a 7. That is the Queen of Swords. Okay, people. What does the Queen of Swords do when she is confronted or attacked? Does she go, oh, I understand. Let me act presidential. No, she bites back. She's defensive and she bites back. Unless she's got her wits about her, which, it just depends. Do I wish that there was more quiet time and more thoughtful introspection before speaking? Yes, we all do. Trust me. But that is not the character of the Queen of Swords. I have listened the last 4 years and people tell me, well, he needs to not do this and he needs to not do that. That's not who he is, okay? I express as the Seven of Cups, which is why I'll be on this subject and then ping, I'm on this subject and then ping, I'm on that subject, and it's like talking to a freaking schizophrenic, all right? So we're different. He is a catalyst for change. So you've got a 7 soul, you've got a 7 outer personality, you put those two together, you get a 68, which is a 5. 5 is all about change. He's a catalyst for change. Now, when we open up our eyes and we look back over the last 4 years, if you weren't just raging and fighting, you would see that a lot of truths came to the surface. Like him or hate him, don't care. Don't give a shit. Don't want to hear about it either. A lot of truth came to the surface. Now, these are things that I've known for a long time and I see it. So to me, it's very crystal clear. When you see people that are going out of their way to prevent certain truths from being told, you always have to be like, what is it that you're so afraid of coming out? And I know I'm going to probably catch hell for this, whatever. Was it exhausting? God, fuck, so exhausting. Now, and it's still happening. There's still more truths coming out. Now, here's what I see. I'm looking at Joe and I'm looking at Kamala, and they're both in the same numbers. They both run the same personal day, same personal year, same everything, up until the 24th of this month when Joe gets another year older. Okay? So they're both in the Queen of Swords. They're both in a 52-7. So on the 24th, though, then Joe goes into his 53-8. Well, Trump has been in a 53-8 all month. But yeah, he's going to go into his 53-8 life lesson. Now, Kamala, she is still in her 52-7. So when the election results came out and they were both in that 52-7, that's the Queen of Swords. So it's all about the Queen. All right. Now, come October of 2021, Kamala goes into the Knight of Swords. Something catapults into her out of her life with a quickness. It's very intense. She takes control. Joe, at the end of November, goes into his nine of swords, or his Page of Swords, and it's a 9 vibration. So I say, buckle up, kids. We ain't seen nothing yet. I think this is just going to keep going and going, and you'll be surprised. Please don't put the blinders on and say now everything's wonderful, everything's peaceful. I don't think so. The change started, the foundations are crumbling, and everybody needs to be alert and see what's really happening, okay? Because I'll tell you what, it's been exhausting. I was completely apolitical, but I had people attack me, just come out and rage on me for things, and I'm like, whoa, you need to chill out. I never even had an opinion on that shit. So now I do, but what it's about is about no more hypocrisy. I'm so sick of hypocrisy. It's about seeing the truth. Don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong. But keep your eyes wide open and look at all the players in the game, because this is like a giant puppet show. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Okay, what else do you want to know about? I told you guys, though, in my predictions video when somebody said, keep politics out of it, you're going to lose subscribers. If you guys choose to unfollow me over this, then whatever. I'm just telling you what I see, okay? I said there was a shakeup coming to Trump's in November and December, and it started, okay? I didn't see this. I really kind of didn't see this, but I think there's more to come. Not really sure. Well, I do know what I saw. but I'm not going to say that. So anyway, what else? What else is happening here? Let me check my notes. Is there anything else I wanted to know? Anything else we need to know? All right, so let's get back into this whole life lessons scenario. All right, so say you are born, let's say for the people that just are now in the last phases of their life lessons. So say you were born in 1947, 1956, 1965, 1974, 1983, 1992, so on and so on. Your life lesson year came on your month and day in 2019. So that personal year, your birthday to birthday, 2019 through 2020, was your life lesson year. Okay? Now, for this year, 2020, if you're born, God, I hate doing math. All right, 1948. 1957. Grace? All right. 1966. 1975. 1984. 1993, and so on and so on. 2020 to 20, your birthday 2020 to 2021 is your life lesson year, and so on and so on. Now, what happens in a life lesson year? That means anything that hasn't been dealt with, good or bad, anything you think you want to accomplish, whatever you want to do, is going to come up and show itself to you in order to be dealt with. Okay, so this is where you're going to have the biggest self-realization. All right, so for me, like my final loss, like a devastating loss, but my final loss, like where I actually felt like, I don't know. I don't think I want to go there right now. After Chris passed, I was encouraged to leave my job and do another job. And the veil was very, very thin. And I heard this ad and it was for this radio station that I had never even heard of. I didn't even know it existed. And his voice comes through loud and clear. You need to do that. And I'm like, okay. So, and I was stressed out like I am now, sick like I am now. And I did it. And it was an outside sales job, which I always thought I wanted. Outside sales, my dream. I've got freedom. I can go do this and that. So I go and do this job. I hated it. Oh my God, I hated it so much. I am the type of person, because of that 4711 energy, which is my life lesson, that 7 of Cups energy, I get scattered. So I personally need to have structure, stability, accountability. I can't have too much time because I get distracted too easily. So for me, it was not good. It wasn't good. So I gave it 3.5 months and I went back to my old job. That for me was now, instead of me having one foot in the door of work and one foot out of the door, I was able to come in fully being present in my job, because otherwise I was constantly looking, is there something better out there? Is there something better out there? So that was a big wake up for me. And at the time I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking? Why did you tell me to take that job? I freaking hate this. It was bullshit, you know? And it was like, certain things in your personality will come out to be dealt with. Your love life will come out to be dealt with. I finally realized that I will not pander to anybody ever, and especially not in love, you know? And at the same time, I'm finding that, you know, it's like the great American ghost story. Anybody who does online dating, you know, these are the ones that you'll have this great connection with and then they ghost. And I think the ghost is me, because I've had so much loss in my life, and losing my glue. He was my muse. He was the reason. I am my reason, but he was my motivation. He was my vision, you know, and to have him gone was trippy, even though he's still there, but he's not here you know, and for me to have to really motivate myself and do it for different reasons, you know, for my reasons, that was huge. So losing him was huge. And what's weird is I met him 9 years ago in 2011. And yeah, I was in a life lesson year, but not my main life lesson. I was in my 38, which is the Queen of Cups. So I met him then. We started talking on 11/11 of 2011. And within that 9 years, then he died on my life lesson of my 47/11. So that 9 years was so changing for me as far as my personality, my style, everything. He made me a better me. But I couldn't save him. And that sucked. So is he everywhere? Yeah. I mean, the miracles are crazy. It was funny because he was in one of my earlier videos when I did my Jeffrey Epstein video. I was so sick when I shot that video. And he's trying to send me messages from the other side, and I'm not picking up on them because I'm out of it. And at one point, I can hear him in my ear going, "What kind of fucking mafia chick are you anyway?" Because I wasn't picking up on his Godfather references, so it's kind of funny if you go back and watch it. So when I say you're gonna have, it's not all bad. I started this channel, you know, I got back into what I came here to do, which is great. It's just that anything that needs to be built on a more solid foundation will rear its head in your life lesson year. And you grow so much as a soul that you'll never go back to being what you were before. So if you guys are in that demographic that's coming up for this round, then I'm here for you. Babe. And I do readings. Like I said, lately, today I got a sudden burst of energy, probably because I had a double shot of espresso for lunch instead of food. Yeah, so I had a little extra energy tonight. I'm sure there's something else. Did anybody check out that Joel Guy Jr. case? That was crazy. It's like Sheldon Leonard with a couple extra pounds on him. What a fucking psycho. Here's the other issue that I haven't, if you haven't checked out that case. This guy was taken care of by his mommy his whole life. He was a professional student at 27 years old. Well, finally, mom and dad want to retire and have a life to themselves. So they're like, "Hey, Joel Jr., you need to get a job." Well, that was unthinkable to this spoiled little brat. And so he just decided he would kill his parents so that he could get the life insurance. And then he dismembered them and put them in a chemical to make them dissolve, and then put his mom's head in a pot on the stove. And he just sits there through the whole trial with his face shield on like this. Like he's enjoying it. The thought of getting a job and actually taking care of himself, did I just say himself? The thought of taking care of himself was just so fucking unthinkable. But the dipshit apparently needed more schooling because he left his list of everything he was going to do there at the house in Tennessee and went back to Baton Rouge. And then he wanted the death penalty because God forbid he should have to live his life in prison. You know, I'm trying to decide if I'm angry or fed up or fearful for what this world is producing. I'm not really sure. I sound like a bitter old bitch, you know? Do you get that from me? Bitter old bitch. And this has gone on way too long. Let me know what you want to talk about. I'm sure there's stories in there somewhere. I just really haven't been paying too much attention lately. Probably because I've been coming home and going to bed at 5 o'clock. So I'm glad we were able to get this much energy. The other day I sat down to shoot a video for you and immediately turned my camera off and went back to bed. So sorry about that. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for reaching out to check on me. I do appreciate that. And let's talk soon. Leave me comments. I don't want a bunch of hate. No hate, please. No hate comments. I'm just telling you what I think. But let me know what you want to hear about, and let's talk soon. Love you guys. Bye.
Shall we begin? Let's begin